you're here, you want to get a quick tour of my office? This is where all the action happens, right here. I day to day spend all my time, you can tell by the mess that's on this desk how bad it is. This is where every day I come in, I get some writing done, get some business done, we do some film editing, you know, all the stuff that makes up Rugged X. So in my office, this is where I have, you know, my treasures, the things that mean a lot to me. Of course, everything in the trophy room does as well, but you know, this is the little special stuff that I spend time with every single day. Like right here's an example of, this is my first elephant that I got in Zimbabwe back in the 90s. It was one of those problem animal control elephant, you know, the ones that were causing trouble. You can read about it in Close Calls and Hunting Adventures. Here's his other tusk, almost a match set, which is pretty cool. It's always nice to have them like that. And up here, this is the Izubrian stag from Western Russia, north of Moscow. Went up there with Vladimir Treshchev a long time ago and got that. It was, I think it was number 2 or something when I got it. This big stag that you see right here, this is a European stag, red stag, gorgeous trophy, really good points on him. Got a bunch of paraphernalia here on the mantle. Here's the words to and music to You're All I Need, present from the lovely Miss Shelley for the song I wrote for her. You can check it out on YouTube, You're All I Need. Da, 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 da. Here's Mac Paget and I with the 1,000-pound marlin, 1,068-pound marlin that Matt caught down in Cabo. Carvings, here's a few little trophies. Here's a picture of my polar bear. Caught. Elephant, me and Dad Monty playing, you know, that kind of stuff. I mean, the kind of stuff you need in your office. Up here you'll see the Arctic Islands caribou. Very good one. High up in the record book. Very small animal, body-wise, as well as for a caribou, the horns, but you can see all the great points he's got. One of my first whitetails that I killed, this was in eastern Montana. Not big, but first. Means a lot. Also, speaking of first, this is the first doll sheep I ever took. Mac Paget and I went up on a self-guided trip up in the Brooks Range and got that baby, and big, you know, nice, heavy, massive old ram. Not long, but you know, when you're self-guiding, pretty cool. This here is a freakazoid whitetail that I shot in Texas. It was a free-range whitetail, though. It's not one of the high-fenced ones. And went down there just going on a meat hunt, and this guy stepped out of the brush first thing in the morning, and I was able to take him. Trip I went out with my old buddy Harold Trulin, God rest his soul. He was one of the guys that was a mentor for me to get out on big game hunting and that. Right here below him, you can see I'm also a book collector, love collecting old hunting books. Got some different ones here. There's a few over there too. And I've got a bunch in the trophy room as well, but it's always fun to get these old books like this. You know, here's a classic right here. This is the original African Game Trails, first edition by Theodore Roosevelt, that's done in leather bound. Pretty cool. Teddy Roosevelt, another one of my heroes and mentors. Over here on this side, you can see there's some photo albums, but this is all my journals. I try and keep a journal everywhere that I go, and all handwritten. So I got different ones that I've gotten for presents and that, and some that we've made out of some elephant and that. And we put I keep all my notes of what's been happening, and they're a really good reference when I'm writing stories about past trips. I come back to these and use them for reference. And it tells me kind of on a day-to-day basis what was happening. Sometimes you forget somebody's name that's there, or one of the trackers, or maybe a story about a snake or whatever it is, and these help you remember, you know, what happened that day. And it makes it truthful. Because there's one thing you have to remember about my writing. The hunting books are fact, the novels are fiction. And don't get that confused or mixed up. This here's a beautiful John Vanovich original sketch that he did for me. John's a good friend of ours and does incredible work, and this is one of his pieces that he did of some, it's a study of leaping impalas. Pretty cool. John Vanovich, what a guy. And don't forget that he's the guy that did the cover and the art in my latest book, Chasing the Adventures. Over here we've got a couple of great trophies, a couple of my favorites. This here is the Southern Grant's Gazelle, taken in Tanzania. And this one here is the waterbuck from there, also the DeFasa waterbuck. Incredible trophy. Look at the length of the horns on that thing, huh? That was taken with Sculpt Tate years ago. Fantastic trip. You've seen all the videos with Sculpt and this one actually wasn't on video though. This was before we were doing the Rugged X show, but you know, and this is one that really brings back a lot of memories. And I think that that's the best thing about having stuff hanging on your wall is it really brings it back. You know, I remember every single detail of this hunt and I can look at it and recall the weather, where we were, the crawling, the shot itself, and all these animals here and in the trophy room always bring back those memories of the little details in that. It's not a trophy to yourself or a pat on the back. For me, it's a whole room full of memories. This is an original painting that was done by a friend of mine, Liza, and this is Titan, my old English setter, who won all kinds of championships in that, and you know, one of the greatest dogs I ever owned. And what a nice piece that is, isn't it? Great painting. Tons of memories. Thank you, Liza. So there you go. This is where I live every day. This is Al's world right here in the office. So stay tuned. We're going to have more Trophy Room Treasures tours coming up on YouTube and on Instagram and our Facebook page and all that. So thanks for being here. I hope you're enjoying them.